Welcome, Binge Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and let's talk about Season 1 of the new Netflix original, The Crown. The Crown tells the story of Queen Elizabeth II, who is, as of making this video, still the Queen of England today. The Crown doesn't just tell us the story of Elizabeth and how she became queen, it also tells the story of England at that time, the royal family, and the British government. The Crown helps you understand what's the deal with the monarchy in England. Why are they there? What do they actually do? And what it does to them. So the story in The Crown mainly follows Elizabeth as she ascends to the throne and the challenges she has to face. The show also spends quite a bit of time with other people in her life. Her sister Princess Margaret, her husband Philip, and Prime Minister Winston Churchill being some of the more prominent ones. This is the type of show that if I'll just describe some of the stories and some of the things that go on, it'll sound boring. You'll think, why would I care? But the show does manage to make a lot of these things interesting and a lot of family issues that can be dismissed as spoiled rich people not getting exactly what they want when they want it and being incapable of dealing with it, which is the case most of the time, but it feels like this is exactly what the show wants to show you. There are conversations in this show where Winston Churchill, Prime Minister of England, has a conversation with Elizabeth, Queen of England, and they talk about some political matter or something about foreign relations, something that could be perceived as very important. But they also talk about some trivial concern about someone in the royal family. Just things that nobody should waste their time on, least of all the two highest ranking people in the country. But those two topics get equal time and are presented as equally important. Maybe the family thing is even more important. The show wants to show you how crazy that is. Something else I liked about this show is that regardless of what you think about the whole establishment of the monarchy in England, you may think it represents something that's worth preserving, you may think it's anachronistic and it's holding the country back. Regardless of that, you're probably going to side with one of the major four characters in the show. Each character so strongly represents something. Philip, Margaret, Winston, and Elizabeth, each of them represents a certain way of looking at the world. And you'll find yourself siding with some of them, maybe different ones in different episodes, but it's almost like the ones you'll gravitate towards more will tell you something about yourself. When I saw the trailer for this show and I saw that John Lithgow is going to be Winston Churchill, I was kind of, I don't know about this. But I gotta say, he did a really good job. He was really good. Winston Churchill has to be my absolute favorite character in this show. Matt Smith was great, Claire Foy was great, they were all great. But Winston, he was just so much fun. Oh, quiet. Is this show fascinating, edge of your seat, can't look away? No, not really. It's a solid drama with interesting characters who are very, very British as they have to be. I did get the feeling that some of the problems these characters face simply don't matter, so I can't care about them. But it was interesting to see what living as royalty does to a person. The show also looks great. I say that on almost every show and every review, but that's just because shows today look amazing. This is no exception. This show looks beautiful. Also, I liked learning about what the Queen and her establishment is supposed to represent in England. This is the type of show where as you're watching it, you'll do a lot of Googling because they're all historical figures and some of them are still alive today, and you'll be interested and you'll spoil some stuff for yourself because you won't be able to help it. But it's not really spoilers because it's history, I guess. The show did at some point get just a little bit boring. There's a point where it slows down and starts repeating stuff for a few episodes, which some shows tend to do mid-season, and that's why I wasn't captivated by this show. Some episodes I watched very casually while doing other things. Bottom line, should you watch it? Quite right. The Crown is a fine addition to the Netflix original family. I feel that House of Cards and Narcos, even Sense8, which is a very unique show, all gave me more than this show, but I did enjoy it. And if you're interested in learning about the British establishment of the Crown and what it stands for and what it might look like on the inside, this is an interesting watch. Also, if you're a drama fan, which I am, this is a good interpersonal drama with some really great characters. I did hear that it gets some historical things wrong, that overall the major events and even personalities are on point, but there were a few things that bothered history buffs. I didn't mind anything, but let me know if you caught something. What about you? Have you watched season 1 of The Crown? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Just be sure to use spoiler tags on your comments if you're going to be talking about spoilers. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out a lot. And if you're finding binge watchers for the first time, welcome. I'd like to invite you to join the binge watchers community. Come talk about TV with us. It's a lot of fun. Subscribe to the channel. You can also click around and see some of the other videos we have on the channel. But in any way, keep binging, and I will see you in Buckingham Palace.